Well, in honor of celebrating Veterans Day this week, I thought I'd share with you a story my dad likes to share from the Korean War, where his life was preserved, and it's a special one to our family because we still have a dad because of it. Dad tells about how one of his jobs, he actually went to military training to be a radio repairman. When he got to Korea, his job was not needed, and so one of his duties began delivering supplies to 7 other camps that were positioned around his base camp. He talks about how there was a shortcut road that was the safest road to go, but it had a bridge and it had been blown out. And so he then had to take this long road around that had signs that said, beware, you're under enemy observation, put your helmet on, driving fast caused dust, had all these precautionary signs. And so that was the road Dad had to take most of the time. He goes on to say that finally the bridge was repaired and he was off to deliver supplies one day. And as he went to go on the shorter road, it was the safest, fastest way to get to all these other camps. He just had this really strong impression. This voice in his head just said, don't go this way today. And so Dad followed this little prompting and he took the long road again, and he ended up having to stop and pick up a couple of other people. And as he pulled back into base camp where he normally parked his Jeep, there was a big hole in the ground where a recent mortar shell had just exploded. And Dad knows that his life was preserved that day, that he would have been parked there and could have possibly been killed. So as he got out of his Jeep and looked at this hole, he noticed some mortar shells and fragments in the hole, and he picked up a piece of shrapnel and he brought it home with him. And that's been one of the greatest treasures of Dad, is to remind him and remind his family, as he shared this story with us over the years, to listen to the promptings of the Spirit, and that the good Lord does protect and watch over us. Anyway, I appreciate Dad and so many other veterans and their families for their service, and we wish you all a very happy Veterans Day.